Greg, and I'm back here at Hannover Messe in 2025 with Stephen Graham. Stephen is the Executive Vice President and General Manager of Nexus. Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you.
It's a Hexagon Corporation, so I want to take a couple minutes and get your perspective. In the manufacturing environment, where do you see some of the challenges for the small to medium-sized businesses that are out there, whether it's machine shops or processing folks that you deal with?
Yeah, I think a lot of challenges, but fundamentally the small to medium-sized organizations have to find a way to compete. A big sort of trend and a push is towards digitalization and the future in manufacturing. And I think for small to medium-sized organizations especially, that can be really intimidating. It seems to imply huge investment that's required in order to modernize in that kind of a way. So we've developed Nexus. It's our cloud-based platform, which is all about that kind of transition to a more digitalized future. When we're talking to small to medium-sized enterprises, in fact, to be honest, when we're talking to big enterprises as well, it's almost the same message about, for sure, have a big vision. Kind of really imagine what this could bring to your organization. But start small. Don't try and change everything at once. That's going to kind of destroy a business overnight. Start small, demonstrate some value in one small corner of the organization, and kind of grow from there.
Kind of pick a pilot project and grow from
there.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So I would be negligent without asking, where do you see AI fitting into this, and how are you leveraging it now, and how can that help some of these, whether it's a small or a large organization, to streamline their processes, either from an efficiency standpoint or a cost structure? AI is a really important technology in all of this going forward, of course. On Nexus, fundamentally Nexus is about connectivity. It's about joining different tools together, encouraging engineers to collaborate and work together. It's very much human-centric, and I think that's actually really important, and sometimes this gets a little bit lost in all of this technology, that actually manufacturing fundamentally is a very human activity. It's about kind of what we want as a species really on the planet, right,
and the world that we want to build in the future. And so I think starting with the collaboration between people is important, but then what we're trying to do is to bring AI as collaborators into the mix. So you build a workflow involving people working together, and then bring AI in to kind of collaborate with the humans to amplify the skills that they have to enhance what the people can bring to it. So, for example, in the machine shop space, we have our ProPlan AI tool on Nexus, which is used to autonomously program CNC machines. So put a CAD model in one end and a G-code pops out the other. That's the kind of, and having that work with the humans who are managing that workflow, I think is really important.
If you can, Stephen, can you give me an example maybe of a case study, maybe at a higher level where they've had an efficiency gain, and then if you could cite a specific example that we can share, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, sure, yeah. With ProPlan AI, for a start, there's an order of magnitude, probably 2 orders of magnitude improvement in the amount of time it takes to generate a CAM program. With the AI tool, it's really quick. But really it's more than that. And so, we have a customer, for example, in North America, a company called Path Machining. They're kind of a mid-sized machine shop in close to Minneapolis in the USA. They've been using ProPlan AI, and ProPlan AI has learned from their entire history of CAM programs that they've generated. And what ProPlan AI does, it doesn't just learn how to program the machine, it learns to program the machines in the way that Path Machining programs the machines, because part of the differentiation for a machine shop, they understand the domain where they're supplying parts, and the way that they machine parts can be an important part of the way they differentiate themselves. What we've seen very specifically at Path Machining are young engineers coming in, and they're joining a team where there are other members of the team who are literally decades older than them, have all of that experience behind them, really understand Path Machining's business, the way they do stuff, a lot of that tribal knowledge, if you like. And so for a young engineer coming in, that can be a huge learning curve. But with ProPlan AI, we've found that the new engineers coming in are able to get up the learning curve and become productive really very quickly.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So it kind of compresses and consolidates all that information. Maybe, how do people collaborate, right? Because we work in a disconnected world right now.
Yeah.
People working remotely and different sites.
Yeah.
Where do you see opportunity to leverage technology like that to make that easier?
Yeah, okay, yeah, and Nexus is very much built around that collaboration problem. Nexus is, at its heart, it's about connectivity. It's about connecting engineering tools together, but to provide an environment where engineers can then collaborate with one another, and in particular to make connections across different silos. So maybe the product designers or the people on the shop floor or the people in the quality department, historically they've been organized in a way that's very, very siloed. They maybe don't talk to each other. They're very rigid processes that kind of drive the organization forward, which works up to a point. But we live in a world of huge geopolitical change. Every day there's something new in the news, and so somehow manufacturers have to respond to that, and they need to be a lot more agile than they used to be. And these kind of very traditional process-driven organizations, they can't match up to the kind of agility that's needed. And so encouraging collaboration horizontally across organizations, I think, is really important to resolve that and drive more agility.
Indeed. Well, I appreciate the insight. Thanks
yeah,
so much
sure.
for sharing with us, Stephen.
Thanks a lot, Greg.